A year and a half ago, I would have described my wavy hair routine as a lot. A lot of product, a lot of time, and a lot of effort. And although I love the results that I was able to achieve, I have found that through experimentation and learning the so-called rules of curly and wavy hair and then breaking them, I have managed to simplify my routine, and now I actually get better results that last me longer. So today's video is my updated and, more importantly, simplified wavy hair routine. I'll show you how I take my hair from this to this, and I'll take you through absolutely everything, what I've changed, why, and how it's helped my on the dry side, frizz-prone, loose wavy hair. There are 5 steps within my wash routine: pre-wash, wash, style, dry, and finish. And I'm going to go through each of them in detail. So we will talk product and techniques, methods, and I'll share any tips with you I found to help fight frizz or speed up the process. So you may want to get comfy because today might be a longer video. Oh, also, I'm just getting over a cold, so I'm sorry if I sound a bit nasally today. Let's get into the routine. Okay, so first step is pre-wash. And what I used to do was I would cover my hair in this product, which is OGX Coconut Miracle Oil. Now, my understanding of the science behind why this is beneficial for hair is that hair is more vulnerable and fragile when it's wet. So by applying the oil pre-wash, it can help provide some protection. Plus, the oil can prevent cleansing agents found in shampoos from overstripping moisture, and it helps to keep your hair balanced and hydrated. So I would coat my hair from root to tip using the OGX coconut oil before I got into the shower, usually a good hour before. For me, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, I think that was a necessary step because my hair was so fragile back then. However, it is not something I do these days, and there are 2 reasons. Firstly, it's because of this product, which I started using over 10 weeks ago and has been amazing for my bleach highlighted fine wavy hair. I'll show you exactly how I use it and chat about the benefits I've found in just a minute. The other reason that I no longer pre-oil my hair is because by day 3, 4, 5, if I go that long between washes, I use an oil on my hair anyway. It helps me with my dry ends, it helps tame flyaways. So by the time I come to actually wash my hair again, I already have oil through my hair. So I feel like my hair is quite naturally protected already without having to do this separate step. So first up, pre-wash routine with Redken Acidic Bonding Concentrate Intensive Treatment, if I had to guess. All the products will be linked in the description box below with their correct names. Redken say that for best results, use it on damp hair. So I grab my continuous spray bottle and get my hair lightly wet. I then use a pretty generous amount and I focus on the front section and the ends of my hair first. I've got more bleach highlights in this area, so there's more damage, and that's why I ensure that I've got a really, really good coverage. I then just work the rest of the product through my hair in 2 kind of main sections, one side and then another. I lightly scrunch the product in, and to be honest, that's just a habit I picked up from using keratine. I have no idea if it's helpful or not. It's just what I do. I then use a claw grip to get my hair up and out of my way, and I set a timer for somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. I find this a very easy and fast to do pre-wash routine, and from the first use I found my hair felt stronger, softer, and was definitely less frizzy. I haven't had my hair cut in over 5 months now, but it doesn't feel stringy or straggly to me. I think this product is amazing and well worth the 10 to 15 minutes it takes to do. Step 2, my simplified wash routine. Into the shower, and the first thing I do is completely rinse out the Redken Bond repair treatment. Once that's done, I'm ready to shampoo. One big change here, I now only shampoo once. Having spent a lot of time learning from 2 amazing women, Michelle, who is Lab Muffin on YouTube, and Helene, who is Science Meets Cosmetics on Instagram, I worked out that shampooing my hair twice just wasn't necessary, and it could potentially be causing more harm than good, basically because of the fragility of hair when it's wet. I am so grateful to these 2 scientists, and I've learned a lot from them. The information that they have shared has helped me change how I approach caring for my wavy hair. So if you'd like to know more detail, I'd highly recommend checking out their channels. Today I'm using Dove Intensive Repair Shampoo. It's incredibly gentle while also being a super effective cleanser. It's hydrating, it doesn't tangle my hair. In fact, it actually leaves it feeling really soft. I press the shampoo into my scalp and roots in sections to make sure I've got an even coverage, and then I gently massage it in with my fingertips. I just focus on the roots and my scalp. I'm just trying to cleanse and get rid of product build-up, oil, grease, etc. I have lots of favourites when it comes to shampoos at varying different price points. So if you'd like some more product recommendations, I've worked really hard to put together a beginner's wavy hair guide. It's about 30 pages and it contains all of the info in one place that will help get you started. I've included details on how to build a routine, how to do a clarifying wash, tons of different product recommendations, damage repair products and troubleshooting. So I'll include a link to that in the description box, and thank you so much in advance if you decide to purchase one. I really do appreciate the support. Now I fully rinsed the shampoo and I'm ready to condition. I will use either a conditioner or a hair mask at this stage, but I wouldn't use both. For me, that would be overkill. Basically, they're doing the same thing. So today I went in with the goat's milk hair mask from Jaya. It's protein-based, lightweight, it's an absolute bargain. I love this stuff. And it always leaves my hair feeling super soft and shiny. In my old routine, when my hair was much more damaged, I would have used the squish to condition method here. I do think that's a really good technique. If your hair is fragile and damaged, you're just starting out, it's definitely worth learning. It helps hydrate your waves, and I do think it helps reduce frizz. The only reason I tend not to bother most of the time is because, well, to be honest, I'm a bit lazy. Instead, I will generously cover my hair in conditioner. I'll add a little bit of water if needed to kind of get that wet seaweed slippery effect. And then I will use my wet brush to get rid of any tangles, and I'll just clip it up in a claw grip for a few minutes while I wash and so on in the shower. Then I will fully rinse, and I do always make sure that all of the conditioner is out of my hair because otherwise I find it can weigh down my waves. Now, I just want to say that I actually really do think the squish to condition method is really beneficial. And when I first started, my hair was in such a different place, so fragile, so thin and delicate and damaged, that I did spend the time doing the squish to condition method. I generally don't do it so often these days, but I would say that if you're someone who is really struggling or you're just starting out, I do think it's a technique worth learning because it does really help hydrate your hair, and I do think it ultimately can affect the result that you get once your hair is dry. Okay, so we're on to kind of like step 3 of the routine, which is styling. But I just wanted to mention a couple of things before we get into the detail of like how I actually do this, because how I'm showing you today is not actually exactly how I would normally do this method. And the only reason that is because I would normally do this over the basin in my bathroom. But I wanted to film as much detail as possible, so I actually set up 2 cameras over a bowl in my bedroom because I just didn't have the space or the light available in my bathroom to do that, which I think makes it look a bit more complicated because you'd feel like you need to have that set up. But normally, I promise you, I would never ever go to this level of effort. I just wanted to be able to show you the technique really, really clearly. But yeah, normally just do this over your basin in the bathroom. Job done. Also, one last thing, I have 2 go-to methods of styling my wavy hair, and this is my absolute favourite. However, it does take a little bit more time than my very, very simple routine that if you would like to see, I will absolutely happily film for you. Just let me know in the comments. But the reason I bother to do it is because for me, the benefits outweigh that little bit more time that it takes. So I have fine wavy hair, and I feel like this look gives me really kind of much thicker looking, chunkier sort of texture than actually I naturally have. It also leaves my hair feeling super hydrated and really, really soft, and I find that I definitely get the least amount of frizz using this technique. So this method I kind of created having tried out the bowl method, not loved the upside down styling, I found it tangled my hair and I couldn't keep my centre parting. So I created this side dunk technique, which normally I would do in a basin, not a bowl. But here's how to do it. The biggest change I've made when it comes to styling is I no longer follow multi-layering routines that require a ton of different products. My simplified routine just uses a leave-in conditioner and then usually one hold product, and 9 times out of 10 that's going to be a gel for me. So first up, the leave-in conditioner, and this is one of my absolute favourites, Olaplex Moisturiser Mend, the number 5. It's lightweight, it helps detangle, it protects from heat. It also helps my hair feel less dry. It's amazing stuff. I glaze and rake it through. I don't section because it's time consuming, I can't be bothered, plus I'm not good at it. So I then just gently comb to make sure that I've got a good coverage. But to be honest, you could skip this step too, and you'll see why in just a second. I then just split my hair down the middle, and today I am actually clipping the other part out of the way just so it's easier for you to see the method. But normally I wouldn't even bother doing that. Now I'm ready to dunk. So in the bowl, normally in my basin, is lukewarm water. The whole cold water thing about sealing cuticles and adding shine, that's a myth. So please don't feel that to get maximum shine and minimum frizz, you need to dunk your head into icy cold water. That's unnecessary and unpleasant. Dunk your hair into the water, try to get it fully in all the way root to tip, and then gently lift back out and pulse. Repeat this as many times as necessary. There is no magic number. I just keep going until I'm happy with how the hair is looking. And basically what I'm looking for is lovely, chunky, wavy hair that has little to no frizz or areas of dryness. Once I'm happy with how my waves are looking, I'll then take a microfiber towel or hair wrap or even just a soft cotton t-shirt and gently squeeze. This is referred to as micro-plopping in the curly hair method. For me, it soaks up some of that excess water, that will help reduce drying time a bit later, and it also creates more definition. Now I'm going to repeat all of those steps in the same way on the other side. This styling process normally takes me just a few minutes, and although most of the time I do it over a basin, I have also done it standing in the shower underneath running water. I think it's just that having that water helps my hair stay clumped together, and that's what creates those fuller, thicker looking waves. Now I'm ready to apply my only styling product, and for me, as I said, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a gel. And in particular these days, it's usually this one from Olaplex. It's amazing at taming frizz, it's a very light, flexible hold, and it doesn't leave your hair sticky or crunchy. And honestly, that is what I want from a gel. I love my hair to feel soft to the touch, so this is the perfect balance for me. I start by glazing the gel over my roots, and that's because I get a lot of halo frizz, so this helps smooth it down and keep it in check. I'm much more accepting of a bit of frizz these days. I just don't think frizz-free hair is realistic when you've got a wavy hair texture. Instead, I focus on growing strong, healthy hair that feels lovely to the touch, and I do what I can to keep frizz to a minimum. And it's really as simple as that. Now I'm ready to diffuse. There are different diffusing techniques you can do depending on the finish that you're looking for. I have a separate video showing the 3 main ones in more detail, and I do also cover it in my beginner's wavy hair guide. But for today, I mainly hover diffuse. I use a low or medium heat setting and low or medium airflow. Although diffusing is a gentle heat, it is still heat styling. So as far as I'm concerned, I always make sure that the leave-in conditioner I use is also a heat protectant. Just a side note, by the way, the Olaplex gel also protects from heat, which I think is a nice added bonus. I focus on drying the roots and mid area of my hair first. My hair is higher porosity towards the ends and thinner, so naturally that area dries much faster. Ideally, you do want to avoid touching your hair. The more you touch, the more likely you are to disturb the waves and create frizz. There's no getting away from it. This process is long and boring as far as I'm concerned. So I grab my Kindle and I just get distracted by whatever book I'm currently reading. Just in case you want to know, at the moment it's The Huntress by Kate Quinn. Once my hair has got a bit of a cast created by the gel, obviously this one's not going to be super strong with Olaplex, I will do a little bit of cupping. Now, I only do this in 2 large sections. I gather up one side and gently lift and plop it into the bowl of the diffuser. I do make sure I've turned the heat down to the lowest setting when I do this technique. This will just add a bit more bounce and definition. You can also do this in smaller sections, but I don't, and surprise, surprise, that's because I can't be bothered. Plus, you do run the risk of creating more frizz. That said, if you want more volume and more bounce, pixie or cupping diffusing is the method for you. But honestly, for this look, you're going for a much more soft, undone kind of wave, so I just hover diffuse for the most part. Once my hair feels much drier, if I have the time, I will now let it air dry for a while. I find that by letting my hair settle, I can't really explain it or put my finger on it or even describe the difference, but somehow I am always much happier with the result. So if I have the time, I will finish off by air drying. I did let it air dry for a little bit today. I did some housework, then I did my makeup, but it is super cold in the UK at the moment, so it definitely still needed more diffusing. At this point, I do start to touch my hair, honestly, more than I actually realised, but because you've got a nice cast, you can get away with it a bit more. Also, I just wanted to show on camera the different wave patterns and curls that I get, and to say that I think this is completely normal. It is part of the joy of having wavy hair. It's not conformist, it's wild, and you just need to embrace that. So hopefully you're not getting too bogged down in curl types and patterns and all that kind of stuff. Right, now we're ready for the final step, which is finishing. A very quick and easy part of the routine. I always use an oil to finish my hair. It helps to seal in hydration and moisture, it helps reduce frizz, and it will break any cast that has been formed. I personally love the Olaplex bonding oil, but I have also had some amazing recommendations from you since my top 10 frizz fighting products video, so I've definitely got to try out some new ones at some point. Similar method to gel application, I smooth a couple of drops over my hair. That helps tame flyaways. Then I scrunch to break the gel cast. I break up the waves a bit, I sometimes shake it out at the root, and it creates these lovely, soft, chunky, textured waves. Let me know what you think of these results, and if you try this routine, please let me know how you get on with it. Letting go of some of the so-called rules of curly and wavy hair and massively simplifying things has really improved the results that I get, how long that they last for, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I am enhancing my natural pattern. I'm not trying to take it to a very curly hair place, because that's not what I have. I have wavy hair, and so by just naturally enhancing what you already have, I feel like the results naturally last you longer. So if you find your results don't last, I'd encourage you to try and stick a little bit closer to your natural wave pattern and see how that turns out for you. If you'd like to find out a little bit more about the 5 wavy hair habits that I quit for better results, then I recommend watching this video next. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.